Hi students, in the previous videos we learned about interchange sort and shell sort. In this video we are going to learn about bucket sort or radix sort. This is what the explanation given in the textbook for bucket sort. Okay, this is the simple distributive sort uh, and it is called as a radix sort or a bucket sort. Okay. Now, here what we are going to do means, here we are checking the least significant uh, digit of the array number, and based on the least significant digit, we are going to distribute the numbers using buckets. Okay. Now, these number of buckets is based on the base of the numbers we are using to sort. Okay. Now, for example, you can see here these are the decimal numbers. What is the base of the decimal numbers? 10. Yes or no? So now that's why we are using 10 buckets. Okay. So now these 10 buckets are named from 0 to 9. Okay. So now after this what we are doing, so based on the least significant digit. Okay. So now, so from the least significant digit we are checking where is we are checking the elements for the zeroth bucket. Okay. So now we are keeping all the numbers which have the zero number. Okay. So let us have a look into the example which has given in the textbook. This is what the example given in the textbook. These are the decimal numbers. Now we are distributing these numbers into the buckets named from 0 to 9. Okay. Now let us distribute the numbers for 0th bucket. Okay. Now 0th bucket, if you see here, this is empty. Why? Because in the least significant, if you see, there is no 0. Okay. Now for the next bucket, bucket number 1, we have to see 1 in the least significant digit. Okay. Now we have got 0 1. 0 1 is inserted. Okay. Now after this 1 is here, that is 31 is inserted. After that 11 is here, 11 is inserted. After that 21 is inserted. Okay. Now for the bucket number 2, the least significant digit, we have to see the number 2. Where is number 2? Here 2 is there, 0 2 is inserted. Okay. In this way, the first all the elements are distributed in the buckets. Okay. So after the distribution, what we have to do? We have to merge these distributed elements. Okay. So now if you see, we have merged these elements which are distributed in the buckets. Okay. Now we have to merge these elements based on the FIFO method. Okay. So because we have inserted these, or we have distributed these elements in the bucket based on the Q principle. Okay. So Q principle is what? That is FIFO. Okay. So that is first in first out. Okay. So now in this bucket number 1, which is the element first inserted, the 0 1 is inserted. That's why we have to first remove this element. Okay. So that's why 0 1 is out. After that 31 is out. After that 11 is out. After that 21 is out. Okay. So now this is what we got the elements after we merging the elements. Okay. Now after this, using these elements, we have to check the next least significant digit. Okay. Now this is what this column we have to check. Okay. So now for this again we have to take 10 buckets named from 0 to 9, and for the 0th bucket we have to see the least significant digit where is 0. Here 0 is there, 0 1 is inserted, and then 0 is there, 0 2 is inserted, here 0 is there, 0 5 is inserted, and 0 is there, 0 9 is inserted. Okay. In the same way for the first bucket, for the one bucket we have to see 1, 11 is inserted, 13 is inserted, 16 is inserted, and 19 is inserted. In the same way, for the remaining buckets, we have to insert the elements in the buckets. So after the distribution of these elements in the buckets, we have to merge these elements. Okay. So again, we have to merge these elements based on the before method. We got these elements. Okay. So finally, this is the elements we got. These are in a sorted order. Okay. So in we have got these sorted order elements in two passes. Okay. So now how we come to know that in two passes we got these elements, because if you see here in this array of elements, the most or greatest element in the array is having two digits. Okay, two digits is there means the number of passes we require to sort the elements is only two passes. Okay, in two passes we got this sorted array. Okay, now let us have a look into the example which we have discussed in the class. Okay, so this is what the example we had taken. These are the decimal numbers, and the first step we have created 10 buckets. Okay, because these are the decimal numbers, the base is 10. That's why the 10 buckets we have taken. The step 2, we have to take these elements and we have to check the least significant digit of the numbers. Okay, so based on the same thing, based on the number of the buckets, we have to distribute the elements. After distributing, we have to merge those elements. Okay, so in the step 3 we are taking these merged elements. Okay, so and we have to check for next least significant digit. Okay, and we have to distribute the elements with respect to of their bucket numbers. Okay, so after this we got these elements finally. So after that we have to move to the next least significant digit. Okay, so finally we distributed the elements this way. Suppose if there is no three digits here, we have to consider here 0 is there. Okay, after this finally we got the sorted elements here. Okay, now without bucket also we can understand this working of bucket sort or radix sort. Let us see that example. This is what the example of radix sort. So now if you observe, so first we have to consider these are the given elements. So we'll consider the first column, that is the least significant digit. So in this we have to check for 0 first. So here 0 is there, this element put first, and after next we check for one number. So here 1 is there, 751 is kept, and after we check for 2. So here 2 is not there. Then after we check for 3. So 3 is there, 453 is kept, and after we check for 4, 704 is kept. After check for 5, 835 and 435 is kept, and 6 will check. Yes, 36 is there, 326 is kept. 7 we check here, 7 is not there, and 8 will check. Yes, 8 is present, and 608 is kept here. So now in the first pass here, in the first pass we got this. Okay, and for the next pass we go to the next least significant digit. Okay, in second column, as you see. Okay, the same thing we have to see, but we have to check for these elements, whatever the elements we have got in the first pass. From those elements we have to check for the next column. Okay, now if you see here, where is 0? 0 is here, 704 is kept, 608 is kept, and we check for 1 is not there, and we check for 2, 326 is kept, and we check for 3, 835 and 435 is kept, and we check for 4 is not there, and we check for 5, 751 and 453 is kept, and we check for 6, 6 is not there, 7 not there, 8 is not there, and we check for 9, so 690 is kept. Okay, these are the elements we got in the pass 2, and again we use these elements for the next pass. Okay, so that is we move to the next this significant digit. Okay, so that is this is now the most significant digit. Okay, now let us see. So where is 0? 0 is not there. Let us see for 1, not there. Let us see for 2, not there. Let us see for 3. Yes, it's there. 326 is kept. So like this, the elements will be sorted finally. Okay, so in this way the radix sort is worked. Okay, so I hope you understood the bucket sort or radix sort. If you have any notes regarding this, put it in a comment box. Thank you.